Okay. I just testing this. I didn't believe it was actually going to go live, but right, bear with me. Because as you know, it's late at night that a lot of the good inspiration comes, right? So, quite a few things were coursing my mind. I was just like kind of writing and and then I saw this thing. I was just posting my shorts, and I see that, you know, I'm like, why don't I go live? But I'm like, but then it's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I say, hey, what the heck? You never know what's gonna come up. So, hey y'all, how you doing? This is your Reverend Dr. Marie Burfield. So you are welcome here. This is a pretty good spot. It's a safe spot. We get to talk about a lot of things, health and wellness, about lifestyle and different things, but all, um, briefly is just stuff that's going to be good for your life. That's how I can sum it up. Um, Today I had a very good conversation with a friend of mine. We were talking about, well, first it started with the colorism, and I was sharing some of the, stories some of my clients shared, and which, they're aware that I'm sharing. It's not like I'm just like going around talking about it, but um and then, you know, uh a lot of my clients who had self-esteem issues and ended up lighting up their skins or doing all kind of, that kind of a things, and some who have expressed interest in changing their body parts. People want to have big butts or big breasts and stuff like that. And when talking to them, when listening to their stories, everybody's story isn't the same, but it kind of all revolves around the similar issue or the similar problem, which is when they were a child, certain ways they felt, how they were made to be treated, how they were treated, are some of those reasons um, that caused them to made a modification to their skin color. As for, but most of the time it's never really like where the person was, you know uh, lighter complexion, and where they were, wait, I don't want to miss my word. There's no situation where the person was lighter and they went and sit in the sun to become darker. But it's usually a situation where a person was born beautifully dark, and then they go ahead and they get all those lightening creams, and they turn out lighter than a sunny day. Imagine someone who was darker than midnight, darker than the beautiful midnight. And you have that person now lighter than the sunshine, is sick. But I'm saying this not to judge, but I'm saying this just to share the level of craziness it is, and how it is important for people to instill in their children that you're beautiful, no matter how you look like, no matter that you're light, you're dark, you're skinny or tall or big or whatever it is that you are, you're beautiful just as you are. Because what would life be like if everybody was the same? What would life be like if we all look like Marie? How fun would that be? if we all tied our head, we all wore the same color head tie, we all had beautiful eyebrows, we all had beautiful eyelashes, we all had beautiful face. There would be no fun if we all look exactly like this. And of course, every time I'm saying this, I can never remember the name of this movie, where everybody comes out at the same time. Everybody put the garbage out at the same time in the morning. Everybody walks back in at the same time. Everybody have their coffee at the same time. Everybody take their children out to the bus stop in front of their house at the same time. Like everything was always done at the same time, you know? Um, so it's the same thing. Looking at it, there was nothing fun. It's like it's even weird. It's even psychotic to be. It's like you're wondering, like, are you copying me? Is there something wrong with you? Like we all would be like concerned for our lives because we don't know how sick this person is to go and to make themselves look exactly like you. That would be pretty sick. Nobody would want that. So this is why we are created all a bit all unique and a bit different, so there can be like a beautiful diversity. So when we're looking out there, we're not just looking at one thing that's all the same, but we're looking at different things. We see tall, we see short, we see big, we see skinny, we see medium, we see extra tall, we see all kind of things, and it's like you're like, wow, how does it feel like to be really tall like you? How does it feel like to be short like you? How does it feel like? Do you enjoy it? What do you enjoy the most? How is life? Everybody has their plus and their minuses in life. No one really has like 100%, good, 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 good. It's like you want it to be good. You stay focused on yourself to make it good. You want to be positive. You say that it's good, but there could be time, your pillow's no longer comfortable to be in the bed with you. There comes time your sheets, your covers don't want to be here with you anymore because you're too much. You're too extra, like the kids say nowadays. It's becoming too much, too overwhelming for your pillows, you know? So it's important for us to instill in our children that they're beautiful no matter how they are. Curly hair, straight hair, braided hair, whatever it is, it's their hair. It's their own antenna to download information from the Most High. So, however they are beautiful just the way that they are. So, remind your kids, remind your nieces and nephew, your cousins, your baby cousins, you know, um, all of the children in your life or out of your life, children in your neighborhood, talk to them. Let them know you're beautiful, for no reason. I'm not saying don't go too deep now. Don't go too extra, because then people are gonna be thinking something wrong with you. But if the kids are walking by and whatever, and they're like, "Oh, that's a nice cap." I'm not saying to go make compliment in nobody's body, because then that's gonna turn into something else. But if they walk by and say, "Oh, wow, that's a nice head wrap. That's my favorite color," and leave it as that. It doesn't have to be anything extra. But let them know that they are being seen. Let them know that they're not alone. Let them know that you see them, that they're special. And again, as I said, if you're not an advocate, if you're not a person who's known to your community, I don't say go stand outside your house or go stand in the community and stuff. But like, oh, stop making comment. Oh, you're beautiful. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. Again, every community is different. But what I'm saying is, if it could be something as simple as a watch. You see in their hand, say, "Wow, that's a nice watch." It could be the cheapest watch ever. You know I don't know if you're lying. Maybe it's a little lie, but it doesn't matter. Because the point of what I'm saying is that you just letting them know that you are seen. You're not invisible. Because a lot of the kids, are running around believing, not just thinking, but believing that they're invisible because they don't have the hottest sneaks, they don't have the most expensive clothes, they don't have the biggest house in town, they don't have popular parents, celebrity parents. So just let them know they're seen, you know? Just let them know they're seen. Maybe when you were walking by, they said something, and you could just say, wow, that's you. You must be really smart. That's a big word, you know? Something like that. Because a lot of these kids are forced into a world into a world they were not ready for, lightening their skins, and then later on in life, they're gonna end up with problems that they were not ready to receive. So encourage your neighbors, encourage these kids in your neighborhood. If you don't volunteer already, find a program, go volunteer, help out, you know. And if you see something, say something. If you see some kids bullying another, let them know it's not nice. Stop. I don't say to go be confrontational, or you could just kind of like pull the kid aside and say, I'm sorry this happened to you. Is there anything I can do to help? Is there someone I can call for you? Do you want me to call your parents or something? Because a lot of times you find people, they walking by, driving by, they see something going on, they see some kid getting jumped, and they don't do anything. They don't say anything. What if that was your kid and people drove by and they didn't do anything? So be willing to do and say and act, because that's what makes you a human being. That's what makes you a valuable member of your community, of this society. Be nice with people, be nice with your mouth to people, because sometimes you say things to people not realizing that they were fragile. So you go say something that you weren't supposed to say to someone, and next thing you know, now this person end up hurting themselves because they were not ready for your harsh comments. So be careful how you talk to people, be careful how you are with people, because you don't know what people are going through out there. You don't know who's going through what. You don't know what trigger you become when you meet someone. You don't know their past. You don't know their history. So you might say something which you thought should have been funny, but instead it turned around to be a trigger, and the person burst out in tears, or they turn around and start punching your face, pulling your eyes out, and you want them to stop, but guess what? It's too late. You already triggered them, and things happen when people are triggered. So just be careful. Be careful. So, as I was saying, I had a conversation with my friend, and these were some of the things that we were talking about child abuse, and how sometimes people don't realize the impact of it. Although, like I have shared when I had to deal with social work and a lot of clients who have dealt with issues of child abuse, and they had to often be re-educated about certain things. The things that you see people do, it's not because they're mean or that's what they want to do. A lot of time it's because of that's the person's experience, that's their train of thought. And a lot of time you find people laughing and they're like, oh, I came out all right, you know, my kid is going to be okay, and they choose to do the same thing, and people choose not to break the cycle. Instead, they go around and repeating the same cycles, and now their kids going to repeat the same cycle, and their grandkids, and so on and so forth. And that's how you have a generation with cycles that are never broken. Instead of being broken, they only master them, they only become worse. So you don't want that. You definitely don't want that. um let's make our community, our society better. Let's do better. Let's watch how we talk to one another. Let's respect each other's space. Let's respect each other's privacy, each other's opinions. um let's just be better human beings overall. There is no requirement for anyone to be mean and whatever the other thing I was gonna say. There's no reason for anyone to be mean whatsoever. There's no reason for anyone to be a bully, is what I was going to say. There's no reason to be a bully. There's no reason to fight people for whatever reason. We can all make peace. It's just a matter of respect. I would even say it's a matter of love, but a lot of people are not ready to love, you know. So let's stick with respect at this point. So, next time you see someone who has lightened up their skin, instead of torturing them, bullying them, trying to embarrass them, instead say something nice to them. You know, I'm not saying to tell them things so they could have remorse for what has transpired to them, but depends on your relationship with the person. Like I knew someone that has done that, and I said, you know what, you fine to me now, but I think you were fine to me before. I think your beauty was unique. I've always loved the way you looked, and they remembered. I used to always compliment them on how they looked, and then the person turn around and say, everybody's not like you. Instead, other people were telling me how ugly I was, how stupid I was, how dumb I was, all based on my color because I was darker than them. Not because I was dumb in class. I did well in school. Not because I wasn't smart, not because I couldn't clean or cook, not because of anything of what they accused me of, but they only based it on my darker complexion. You know, they constantly made her feel less than other people. And this is not one person. I'm speaking on her. I'm saying her, but this is them, I can even say. The stories are very similar. It's like no matter where the person went, there was never really a break. That they may be in their own neighborhood, or they may be all the way at school, or they may be in vacation, or they may be going to some program out of their town. And it's always the same story, that they're ugly, that they're stupid, that they're dumb because of their darker complexion. So, as I said again, if you get a chance to see someone, to see a young person who sometimes it may be obvious that they're struggling with self-esteem, you can just remind them that they're okay. you know Remind them they're okay. There's no need to try to fit in, or there's no need to try to kill themselves, hurt themselves just so they could fit into anybody else's world. Oops, rotating is locked. Never mind. There's no need for them to try to fit into anybody else's world. They are fine just as they are, and that they should focus on themselves, and they will be just fine. So that's all I got for you tonight. I have more, but I think I should go to bed. It's late. Or I should rather say at this point it's early in the morning. So Peace and love. I don't even know how I'm gonna turn this thing off because I just have no clue. It's been a minute. Okay, did it stop? Nope, it didn't stop. Let's see. I even shared it, but it's still live. Okay. I guess I should have paid more attention before I went live, shouldn't I? Good morning and good night.